Hi, I'm Professor Stephanie, and in this video we're going to add color to the sofa and this image, and we're going to have pattern within that too. So I want to start with the pattern itself, and what I'm asking you to do in this assignment is to add a stripe to the sofa. So you'll have a stripe. I'm going to give you an idea for a stripe, and if you'd like to use a different stripe, please include that in your assignment when you put your presentation together. Now, starting with the idea that this is a one-point perspective, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you how to get the vanishing point. We're going to use the arm angle right here. Came from the vanishing point, even though there isn't a point on this image. We're going to make one. You'll take your straight edge, go right on this angle, and we're going to make an X on both sides, the left and the right. And now I have the vanishing point. All right, and you can really do this with any image. You can take a magazine image and do this because the photographer in a one-point perspective has looked at an image, taken that picture, and where the photographer was is where that vanishing point is. So we've got our vanishing point. Now, for the pattern, I'm going to use the back of the sofa, and as you remember in a one-point perspective, the back of the sofa, the back of an elevation is to scale. So I'm taking my ruler and I'm going to move just a little bit from that corner, and I'm going to have a 1/2 inch. Let me just move this just a bit. I'm taking a 1/2 inch, an actual 1/2 inch measurement. We're using inches here, and you'll see I have designated a 1/2 inch across the sofa. By the way, my image is smaller than yours. It'll go a little faster when I'm demonstrating, so I'm just going to do that. But know that you're going to be working with a large image. That's the full page. All right, so in pencil, I like to use pencil as a background very lightly. You can see I've got my stripes. I actually took my stripes to where they would land, where the pillows are. There's some dots right there. That's so that after I get my vertical stripes, I am going to go back to my vanishing point. I'm going to use this tool instead, my little ruler. See if I can straighten that out. So here's where the stripe hits the bottom of the sofa. I'm going to make a line that goes to the edge of that pillow. Then this becomes a line right there. And that, again, we're back to vertical. So as you make your pattern, you're going to have a 1 point. I'm going to make a little curve here where those cords are. And you can do that with, so you can see I'm just taking where that stripe hits the bottom of the sofa, going to the vanishing point and going across. I did the same thing for the top of the arm. I've got a guide there. I'm going to also have a stripe down here. Great, so that will get us our pattern there. Now, let me talk to you about the two pillows. As if we've got our stripe, I want two other patterns that are going to be different. And what I'm going to suggest is this is a crisscross pattern, and I'm going to make these, see how these are curved as if the pillow is curved. So I'm using my pattern to help me give this an illusion of a shape. And you can see I'm going to go back and forth here. That's going to be the guidelines for my pattern. All right, so I'm making a curve, crisscrossing, and then in this pillow, I'm using paisley shapes. Okay, and again, this is helping with curves. I've got the linear stripe going on here, so I'm interested in a little bit of curves. So that's how I'm going to set my pattern up for the sofa, and then we're going to start with those and then work out from there. Let's talk about the color. The color choice is very important to me. I actually want you to work with a complementary color scheme. Complementary means, I don't know, it doesn't mean like they work together. It means that they are across from the color wheel from each other. So when you look at the markers you have, see if you can find, as dull as you can, markers that go across the color wheel. I'm going to actually use yellow and purple as the complementary color scheme for this color scheme. Now you're going to find I move a little bit into the yellow orange, I move a little bit into the blue purple, but I'm not going yellow, blue, green, purple, or yellow, red, orange. I'm really staying right here, okay? And that has to do a little bit with the marker choices I have, but Basically, it's going to be a complementary color scheme. And the thing that you want to remember with complementary color schemes is that you want to work with the 20%, 80%. 50-50, and we can think of this, any of you that are Gator fans, if you do 50-50 orange and blue, you got your Gator story, all right? That's not what we want in our living room. So complementary colors work best when you have a smaller and a larger percentage. I'm actually going to use my yellow and a little bit of yellow orange you're going to see, with my purple being the smaller, 80%, 20%. Okay, so I very clearly want to see that in your image, that you have used mostly one color and a little bit of the other color, so hue. So that's going to be important. All right, starting with the pattern, I'm going to take my complementary color. That's going to be the stripe and a little bit of a pattern in the, and I have a light. I've got a V22 and a V28. You can see how I've got a light and a dark. You know me, I like to have different values. I can start light, which oftentimes I do. So right away I can just get the purple going here. I have a feeling this is not going to be dark enough. I'm even going to pause and say, gosh, I'm going to go right into going into the deep end here. So this is how this stripe is going to be in my 20%. And I'm probably not going to be able to do all this for you, but I'm certainly getting you started. The other thing that, so I've got that going. I'm going to go with my E84, and this is going to be what is, you can see it's kind of it's a gold yellow, and you might even, as I said, it is not truly a super yellow. Now look what's happening with my marker here on the top of that sofa. Remember, I've got to go with the vanishing point. And I've got that pencil, which is my guide. I'm very, use pencil a lot, as you can see. Cool. All right, notice I've left that center area. What I want to do in there is actually do a little what I call scribbling. I'm going to put a pattern in here, and it's just going to be a kind of an abstract. I've missed something there, you can see. I would go back and work with that. I'm just kind of scribbling here, leaving some open spaces because I'm going to come back in with a brighter yellow, a more true yellow. Now this was an idea from my head. I encourage you to find a stripe that you'd like to imitate, and if you'll include that in something that I get to see also, I can even give you some pointers on ways to make it more successful. Remember, your goal in this story, I'm gonna pop in some Y18 yellow, is to learn. And especially with these homework assignments, this is an opportunity for you to play around, to try things. The points aren't so large. You'll see as we get going, my goal is for you to become, more familiar, to be comfortable and learning, and so that you'll be better. So that's that bright. Here comes some dull. This is Y21. And I'm actually going to put that right over everything. Look at that. I'm going to put that over all. Now, I'm not touching the purple, but I am putting it. Great. Okay, so there's my 80%, and that's purple with pattern, and then I've got the gold, the yellow as the, backwards. 20% is my purple, and the yellow is 80%. Okay, now with these, again, I'm going to stay with my same flavor right here. I'm not going anywhere, all right? So what I can do is I can take my darker purple, and I want to create, I just want to create a little, like, how there's this like a little crisscross there. Look, I'm just going to try to get a little crisscross pattern here at those corners and just tie this a little bit. Great. All right, and I might even give this a darker band there. Okay, that looks like a really good start. I might come back in with just my lighter violet, my purple. Okay, and then slightly, I'm going to go to that bright. Just put, like there were just a couple of dots in there. So I'm playing around a little bit with this. Great, and you can see that's a little bit different. Terrific. All right, so this time with my paisley, I'm actually going to take this E84, this sort of dark, and this is going to be the background here. Again, I'm looking for a little, I'm staying with the same marker flavors, not going anywhere there, kind of mixing and matching them so that we get a variety. Great, okay. And then I can see what happens in here. Just gonna add a little here, probably pop a little yellow in there. Again, I might use that brighter yellow. And sometimes too, I don't finish something. I will work a little bit and come back into it and see what I need to add that will help it, make it more exciting. This is looking a little dull, so I might just take that brighter gold and pop that in there. Great. All right, so you'll finish your sofa, you'll finish all that. Again, be mindful of using one color hue a little bit more than the other. So when we come up to the rest of the piece, you have a little bit of leeway here. You don't want to go too far away from what you're working on. So on the frame pieces, I'm going to continue with this gold. And I'm working kind of quickly, not staying in the lines very well. All right, so that, and then I might even pop a little of this in here. I like to repeat. Okay, my background, I'd like to do something very neutral, so that's going to be the BG90, and I don't really anticipate doing a lot of wall covering with this. This might be something that you decide how you want to play this, so you can see I'll go ahead and use my linear, and that said, I'm also going to use this for my matte color. I probably would have erased that big block right there. Okay, so here's a matte color that I can pop in there. That's one of the reasons I kind of went ahead and did that. And then I am adding a E33. You can see that's a little on the orange side, okay? So I am moving slightly here for my wood and my wood tone. So that said, you know, slightly is moving that way is fine. I'm very interested in you staying as much as you can. I might even give this, you know, maybe a wood molding. There's not a lot of background here for you to play with. I'm actually just going to do something pretty simple in here. I'm not going to try. You're welcome to try. If you're going to put wood behind here, you've got to be sure to go back to your vanishing point. And I think I might go ahead and give this a lavender flavor here. Definitely putting lavender back up in here, purpley lavender. And I might pop in a green or two since these are flowers. I can get my flooring color in up here. Orange, this. So, you know, I really love that artwork brings lots of the hues together. And that can be, I don't really have super good color here, but look what happens when I add green to this, how it's, okay, not too bad. All right, so that's your goal, is to complete the rendering of this. You're going to be creating a pattern that's a stripe. Give me two other patterns on the pillows. Again, you can move slightly, and yet you want this to really be a pretty tight complementary color scheme. Thank you.